Hola clase, this is podcast 113, that's level 1, unit 1, video 3. You need to be taking notes in your notebook or in the packet on the cheat sheet. We are talking about gender and number of adjectives because as we've started this unit, you're learning a bunch of adjectives that can describe your personality or someone else's personality. But in Spanish, every adjective is going to have a gender. It's either going to be masculine or feminine. And there are a couple of rules you need to know on how to tell if they are masculine or feminine. So first of all, here's one thing to keep in mind. If an adjective ends in O, it is generally going to be masculine. It is masculine. Okay, in your notes, draw this chart because we're going to list some examples of adjectives. So an example of a masculine adjective is going to be ordenado. Okay, using that in a sentence, we would say something like Paco es ordenado, keeping an O ending for masculine. The next rule you would need to know is if an adjective ends in A, it's feminine. Okay, so using that same example, ordenado, if we end it with an A, ordenada, it is now feminine. So instead of Paco es ordenado, we can say Margarita es ordenada. Let me see if I have a couple more examples. All right, next rule. If the adjective ends in D-O-R, it's masculine. Masculine. To make an adjective that ends in D-O-R feminine, to make it feminine, add an A to the end. Okay, so dor now becomes dora. Our example for an adjective with dor is trabajador. Él es trabajador. To make that feminine for describing a girl, it changes to trabajadora. Ella es trabajadora. We also have some exceptions to the rule. Our exceptions are words that end in E and words that end in ista. So, words that end in E, can go either way. They won't change. It'll always be E, but it can be masculine or feminine. So words that end in E are both masculine and feminine. Okay, for our chart, my example is paciente. You can say Paco es paciente, and you can also say Margarita es paciente. Our other exception was words that end in ista, adjectives that end in ista. They will never change the ending. It won't change to isto. That doesn't exist. It'll always be ista. Words that end in ista are also both masculine and feminine. So my example for words for ista is deportista. Deportista. You can say Paco es deportista, and you can say Margarita es deportista. All right, so a quick review of the rules we just went over. To make adjectives match in gender, you have masculine and feminine. Masculine endings will be O or dor. Feminine endings will be A or dora. Then the two exceptions we have are words that end in E and words that end in ista. The second part you need to know is much quicker. It's number of adjectives If I'm describing multiple people, my adjective has to also be plural. So if I'm saying something like, las chicas son, for the girls are, I have to choose an adjective that is both feminine and plural. So if I want to say the girls are organized, I have to say las chicas son ordenadas. Make them match. The only rules you need to know for now to make them plural is if it ends in a vowel, add an S, or if it ends in a consonant, add ES. Okay, my example for that, let's take paciente. Ends in a vowel, so we change it from paciente to pacientes to make it plural. And then ends in a consonant, let's use trabajador. You would take trabajador and make it trabajadores. All right, so after viewing this video, you need to know the rules for matching adjectives to their nouns in both gender and number.